Welcome to Witches of Three.
Speak free. Speak free. Talking about witches. Talking about...
Welcome to Witches of Three. Speak free.
Witches of Three. Speak free.
Speak free.
Ha! Who calls?
What the hell?
I told you have to just react.
If you looked at me, I reacted, Michelle. I reacted. Hark, who calls? Who goes there? Who goeth?
Bid every noise be still. Peace yet again.
So, obviously, this one is a little bit off the cuff. That's kind of what we're going to talk about a little bit about the Ides of March energy here in Oklahoma. I will just say that the energy here is just different. We are chaos witches. If you could see what is around us right now when we're filming, you might be slightly disgusted at the mess that we create. But we live in the part of the country where we experience all of those energetic shifts. All of the weather comes here.
And the thing is even if you're not a witch, you understand this.
Right?
Like Shakespeare in Ides of March. There's some talk whether he was actually a witch or not, because some of his writings are like on point.
Yes, very much into metaphysics.
Yeah, but still, it's something mentioned in something that was every day. Like everyone knows, it's the Ides of March. The lion comes in, right?
Yes.
Like with the bluster, with the Shanna comes in, blowing everybody, just like she wants to.
Full whore. She goes full whore.
Oh. Look at Sean's like, no.
How did we get here? If y'all can see Michelle, she's over here stroking a crystal, so it's not me.
It's all of us.
I'm the lesbian here.
It's the Ides of March.
But
It's the Ides of March.
this is why
what
the
you
energy.
get.
So the energy's changing, but this is how this is really. It's also been called spring fever.
Yeah.
Like it's when you have been closed up, especially with COVID and everything going on.
And then we just went through this ice storms.
Yes. So as soon as the energy's nice and that comes in, it's. Yeah, and we haven't been together in a while, and look at us right now.
Right.
This is that energy.
This is typical.
This is that energy encapsulated. Like
I would say we are the Ides of March.
I was waiting for someone to say that. Like we are, we got a lot of questions about on our Ask FM about like storm witches and stuff, because Shanna and I like to, if a storm's coming, we post, all that stuff, and we've gotten asked, is that chaos magic? Is chaos magic bad? So we've got a whole lot to talk about with this.
Yeah, I just hate those questions where like, is it good or bad?
I know.
So yes, it can be bad. I won't mention any names, but we experienced some people who were chaos magicians in an industry here in Oklahoma, and it did not bode well for them.
No.
I think there's a difference between like wanting to create chaos and just using chaos to benefit yourself and know how to ride that wave. Right.
But if you're not skilled at it, it will always go south. If you really don't understand how energy works and what you're doing
and what your energy is, like we talk a lot about astrology and like knowing your chart and things like that, and there's some people who should not practice that way.
Yes.
They need those structured practices. They need that rhythm. People like me, though, I don't like rules ever. I do shit my way.
People who tend to be more fire heavy have to work through that.
Yeah.
They have to be able to navigate like the different ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
If you're a water sign, that might be like a more difficult thing for you to like handle energy chaotically.
Yeah, exactly.
There's way different ways to think about it. But as we always say, like, don't swim upstream. Like, we do love to use a storm and help us with our practices. I know a lot of people are afraid of storms because you don't know the outcome, right? They're natural. They're going to take on whatever they need to take on. But I think a lot of magic is understanding that that's how it is. You have to release stuff and let it go naturally. I love storm magic.
When you buck against it, that's when you get hurt. You got to go with it. Yeah, like she said, you can't swim upstream. I get excited this time of year. I'm not a huge summer person, even though I'm a Leo. This time of year and the fall are the best for me because I love all the movement.
Yeah.
And just like waking up in the day and like getting that thing, you're gonna have a thunderstorm, and like it's exciting for us. And like a lot of people are like, how can you live in the middle of the country where there's fucking tornadoes every day? Well, there's not tornadoes every fucking day.
We definitely breed a different type of energy worker in witch here for sure. Like if you when like March comes and like April and then May, that you have these times where you have this like powerful surges of energy,
because there really is electricity in the atmosphere here because of where we sit on our continent. Because of the way that the Gulf Stream works and what's going on between the polar energies and the tropical energies. We're right where those two things meet. That's why Oklahoma has such extreme weather. And when you have that polarization, the electricity here is different.
You can
feel it. And in the spring, when March rolls around, the Ides of March, when that shift between the polar energy and the tropical energy,
I'm getting all giddy.
You can feel it. You can feel it in the air. You can work with it if you know how to work with energy. But it's not just in your head. This is really something that's happening.
If you don't know how to work with it, just accept it. Like I remember at first when I knew that there was some sort of connection with me, but I didn't know how to like really work with it, I just let it cleanse me. I would just say that I am here, just
go out there and just let it drench you. Just stand in that fucking thunderstorm and just let it
that
drench
wind
you.
before it goes really crazy, like that before it like storms,
the hot and then cold. You can feel the hot wind and then the cold wind.
The sky gets all that. It's like you're wearing those tinted, what are they, the blue blocker glasses, it's a little gray,
slate gray with green tinges.
I'm sure everywhere around the world at different times has different aspects of this. I mean, again, like Ides of March, it's something that's written about, like everyone feels these shifts. But in Oklahoma, it definitely takes on
different.
a different.
I've
absolutely different.
I've been studying this stuff for a long time, and I've lived all over this country. And people always question, why the fuck am I in Oklahoma? But there is something here. There is such a vast community of alternative spirituality here. If you think about like the native practices that take place here, and then we're just one organization. There are several just within Tulsa, not including some of the rural areas even have covens or whatever. So there's a lot of it here. And I believe saw the same thing when I lived in Utah. Any place that's like seriously has a fundamental culture also has the counterpart. And I think the reason it's here so much, not only because of that polarization, but also like the land here is super special.
Oh gosh,
the fact that we live in this arc of the Arkansas River, it does protect us from things like tornadoes. Like we don't have epic tornadoes in Tulsa.
That's the legend here in Oklahoma.
Is that river protects us?
That river protects.
But you can even see though when you cross the river, the energy changes. When you get to a certain lakes here, the energy shifts. It's just so palatable here. It's palpable. You can.
I think it's something about the plains. The fact that it just can constantly change.
It's a bowl.
It can constantly, like
it moves.
It's just
It's a bowl.
So I get a lot of questions because Shannon and I will randomly like on Facebook be like, "Did you feel that?"
Yeah.
Shit just changed. With that wind, stuff came, and that's what we're talking about. Like
And I do have bottles of wind.
Yeah.
Like I know it seems insane. I like witches collect waters. Like literally, like when the storm's coming, I will go outside and put the bottle out there and catch the wind. Because I always say that Kyla's son Kodiak brought it to me. He
is the wind.
He knows when the storm is coming. He's out there with his hands in the air, and then the wind comes to my house, and I'm like, Cody, thanks. Appreciated that. We're so lucky to be able to accept that energy. And I know
experience it. Because not everyone gets to. I mean, like Shanna said, she's lived in a lot of places. If you talk to people that aren't really from here that have lived other places, they will also parrot that same idea. It just feels different here because of just where we sit.
I mean, I've been to Joshua Tree and Ojai, California, and like
Which
Haleakala and Maui,
which are beautiful.
Hana rainforest. Those are magical places, but there's something like I went there, I experienced it, but I didn't feel the call to like plant roots. Like I bought a house here, and I didn't think I was going to be here, but I am.
Yeah. I went off to California for college, and I remember my old lady witch was like, everyone comes back to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
She was like, everyone that can truly
It's
connect
from
with
here.
that energy. And like when I was in California, I did love it, but I needed a thunderstorm. God,
Yes.
all I asked for was a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just please
Just
give
weather.
that to me.
There's
Yeah.
just not a lot of weather.
Right.
Now they
Yeah.
have firestorms and tornadoes and shit too now, but you know.
And that's kind of comes back to what we're talking about, is that because of the extreme situation here, weather witches are prolific here. So even if thunderstorms maybe aren't your thing, we get all the weather, and sometimes we get all the weather in like
one
day,
day.
one week,
One day.
one day.
One day,
I mean, our
shit.
temperature variations can be like 50 degrees. It can be 70 in the morning, and then it can be
Allergies are hard here.
Allergies are hard, hence why I have a gravelly voice. But the weather extremes here are insane.
Like the bikini and sweatpants thing is super Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah.
Like shorts and Uggs.
Yeah.
I mean, you literally you dress in layers, and the bottom layer is usually your summer clothes.
But I think that has a lot to do with just like, you know, we have to know like the energy moves and like stuff change. You just have to be prepared to go with the universe.
Yeah.
And if you really accept that, you really start to understand how energy works and how to flow with it and use it towards your advantage. And I think
Yes.
that's why we breed some badass witches in Oklahoma.
Yeah, we do.
We do, absolutely. I agree.
Okie witches.
Okie witches.
Witches of Three, speak free.
Thanks for joining us.
I like how you and I are like.
Thanks for that one.
It's going.
All right, welcome.
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 This is a witch's catch-up. We're going to start doing this every time, new for our unlocks. Before we film, we're going to chat about what's been going on, what's in the store, all the good things.
Yeah, catching up on where we are now versus where we were the last time we saw it. Talk to you guys.
And where are we now,
Where
Michelle?
are we right now? We just had a wedding. So last night, we married.
Cheers.
Yes, Elizabeth and Chris. We did a wedding here in the shop, and it was completely magical, completely beautiful. So that's the latest thing that we've done.
So we're a little hungover.
We're
Yeah.
not even
Just
gonna
be
lie.
honest.
Yeah. Yeah,
You,
we're
you know
a little
you're
rough.
You know your White Claw bitches. Like, and if we marry you, we also party. With you.
Yes,
Yeah, we had a really good time last night.
we did.
It was great.
The store was beautiful and really high energy because we just received like a shit ton of crystals.
All the
Yes.
crystals.
Like
Beautiful.
We got to give one of those
Look
to
at
the
these.
bride.
like
Look at these wands.
amazing.
So again,
amethyst.
before we get too into the crystals, we do weddings and we give gifts and we do all
Yes.
the wonderful things. So, and
Kyla
we
made
make
a
it work.
headpiece for the children. We blessed the
bride.
family. We took crazy pictures as well as had a photographer available.
We work weddings.
Weddings. Yes, we have a lot of fun at the weddings. Just events in general we really
Yeah.
love, and obviously like COVID has impeded us from being able to
Right.
do events. So these private weddings that we've done, you know, obviously this is a small group of people. I have another hand
Family.
fasting in March. So we're still doing it. You know, everyone's feeling a little safer. But we do understand the precautions in having a wedding in this time as well.
And we take those
Yes,
precautions.
yes we do.
But we still have a blast.
shit ton of
Yes,
fun.
we do.
Yes.
So
we
yes,
do.
we got to give the bride a beautiful crystal.
The amethyst crystals.
New in the shop.
Yeah, these are Bahia Amethyst from Brazil. This is a new find. They've only been on the market maybe 2 years, but they have these long stems.
It's been my dream to
they're-
find those for so
They're like
long.
Gandalf,
It's
but
like a
also
scepter.
like Buffy. You know, like
Exactly.
really, really magical stuff. But that is not even. That's just like the tip of the iceberg as far as the
Yeah.
crystals go in the store. I could say without a doubt we probably have the biggest variety in town.
Best prices
Best
too.
prices
That's
as well.
the compliments we always get is our price. Our crystals are fairly priced.
Yes.
And you have to understand we don't order like other shops either. It's not like we're getting online and ordering from a distributor that's just mass ordering these things from overseas. We're ordering from local
Small business.
private vendors.
I would say 50% of those vendors are women.
yeah, yeah. And
as
Shanna
well.
picks everything out.
It is-
so we hands on.
We don't
look
talk
at
about
them.
this enough, but like everyone needs to watch out where they get their crystals from.
Yeah, because those people don't know where they're getting theirs from. And you can go into any metaphysical shop and you can buy a large variety of crystals, but a lot of these are not being mined ethically. They are not being sourced ethically. They are not being marketed ethically.
Yes. Or correctly. There's a lot of like
mislabeling.
You know, I mean, I don't know how often people come and show me their jewelry and they're like, look at my moonstone. I'm like, that's opalite.
Look at my big piece of turquoise. That's chrysocolla. That's not even turquoise.
Yeah. Or painted howlite.
Yeah. So the what separates us as far as what we offer with crystals and minerals is that we have a wealth of experience and information.
Well, I've been selling minerals for 12 years.
This is Shanna's wheel in the wheelhouse. And she is our buyer and hand selects our pieces, unlike most other metaphysical shops, which are ordering bulk from a catalog, and the energy feels like they're ordering bulk from a catalog.
But it leads to getting, what I do leads to getting some of the coolest stuff ever. So these are Hematoid Quartz. So hematite, when inside quartz, turns red. And these are all this size. Like, I didn't get any small ones because you can't see the beauty in them.
I want that so bad.
This one is Grandmother Spider, I think. That's kind of why
she needs to
be
mine. She needs to be mine.
For $66, Michelle, she can be yours.
Done.
66?
I will be buying her today.
That's ridiculous.
$66. I believe the amethyst I showed you, I think, is $128.
Give me Grandma.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, I think she's $128. She's a phantom. We also got a lot of the Fluorite Generators.
Oh, they're so pretty.
I'm super picky about fluorite, but these all have blue in them, so that's pretty rare. And these retail for $11. So,
and we also get great stuff. Like, you're not going to find this anywhere else. And this is our giveaway piece. Mm-hmm. Shanna, you want to talk more about this special stuff that we get from your homie?
So this selenite is mined by my friend Brian Baker, Woodward, Oklahoma. He also grows giant pumpkins, jack of all trades kind of dude. But this selenite was discovered while he worked on an oil rig, and they hit a shelf of this selenite, and so they had to shut down shop for the day. And Brian was coming back from lunch when they said they were shutting down, and he went over and looked, and he was like, man, that selenite. Can you guys give me 2 days to clear this out and I'll get rid of it? So him and a buddy filled the back of a truck. And in the process of working with the oil rigs over the next couple of months, they found several other deposits, which
caves of
they
selenite.
Paid him to pull it all out. And he's had it like in a warehouse for years. And every year, once a year, he pulls it out and sells some of it. I always get first dibs.
You're not going to be able to just go to another store and get stuff like this.
No. Yeah. Oklahoma selenite is different.
And if you do get it, you're going to pay a lot of money for it. I think the most expensive piece we have probably weighs somewhere between 10 and 15 pounds, and it's about $250.
Yeah.
So we're not trying to, become millionaires. We want you guys to have the special stuff. So,
and this is our giveaway piece for signing up for our Patreon. We'll talk more about that later, but this is a baby we're giving away.
Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful stuff.
What else is going on in the store?
We are resuming Empowering Goddesses on every Wednesday night. So, Empowering Goddesses is the seed of this place.
Yes.
It's what brought forth all of the things that we do now. Mm-hmm. It was a class that was held every Wednesday night, and that's where the group formed. And now that people are getting more comfortable with going out in public and being together, we are doing it again. So I'm here every Wednesday night doing class, but I'm also live streaming on Zoom for people that, some people are out of state. I've got like probably 6 women that participate in class that don't even live in Oklahoma. But I also have people that live here that just want to Zoom because, it's Wednesday night and they don't want to leave their house. But I'm here in the shop if people do want to gather and have the person-to-person, face-to-face book club as well. So that has started again. It is Wednesday nights. We start at 7:30, and you can either Zoom or you can just join me here in the shop. And I'm real excited about that. We're doing 4 agreements. We went way back to like one of the very first books that like opened my mind.
It's a great foundation.
Yeah, it's a fantastic foundation just for like growth, personal growth.
Everyone needs to read this, and you need to come back to it multiple times because it's one of those that you never master. You never master these concepts, but you get better at them. The more you work them, you get better. And it does really change. It's one of those things that changes your life.
Yeah.
Once you start incorporating these principles, it's basically detachment. It's very similar to some of the Buddhist tenets of just detachment and getting some perspective on your own life. It's groundbreaking stuff. It's been around for a long time, but we're revisiting it.
Even if you don't want to be a witch, it's not a witch book.
It's not a witch book.
It's a healing book.
Yeah.
It's a practice.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
He's a shaman. He's an indigenous shaman, and this is his Toltec practice that he made available to everyone, even though it was passed down from his family through multiple generations. He made it accessible to everybody, and it is really good stuff. So you can join me Wednesday nights at 7:30 here at Spirit Works, or you can Zoom with me online. So I'm excited about that.